was supposed to film a different video today, but Mother Nature had different plans for me, and while I'm not feeling my best physically, my brain is running 100 miles an hour and this needs to get done. So I decided to get up, get ready, put my favorite podcast on and get it done. In today's video, I want to share with you my decluttering process, what I found works for me, in hopes that it inspires you to do the same. It doesn't have to be your closet, it can be any area in your home or even your life. I've done some of those myself. And though the process can be overwhelming, I've never regretted after feeling of lightness, freshness, and at the risk of sounding cheesy, freedom. I'll also be doing my wardrobe switch over, where I switch my spring, summer to my fall, winter clothes, assess what I already have, and update my wish list if need to. Don't forget to like this video if you do like it and subscribe if you haven't. My goal is to hit my first 1,000 by the end of the year, and we're halfway there, so I believe we can do it. So please subscribe if you haven't already. The first thing I like to do is to make sure that all my laundry is done. Having everything I own nice and clean and visual in one place makes things easier to not only make better assessment of what I already own, but to also note of those things that I keep gravitating towards. I wash most of my clothes by hand, all on the delicate setting on my washing machine, unless they're ultra whites and are not made in silk or any related materials. Along with the previous tip, while this may not apply to everyone, I am constantly creating styling content, whether it is for my YouTube channel or my Instagram account. And I film my videos in a couple different rooms in the house, and while I do try to put everything back where they belong right away, my clothes and shoes can be spread out among those rooms. So I like to go around the house, make sure that all of my clothes are in the same place so I can have them all visual before I start my switch over in my decluttering process. Next, I go over what I have in my closet and assess what were those repeats for the season and which pieces I just wore once and those that I never wore. I also like to try things on if I'm unsure about whether I want to keep it or not. I usually have a clear answer as to why I didn't wear the pieces that I didn't wear, but if I don't, I allow myself to wait a bit before decluttering, aka putting them in the maybe pile. You know the drill, I'm making 3 different piles: what I'm keeping, what I'm donating, and what I'm selling. Now that I'm all done with my spring summer clothes, it's now time to tackle the fall winter ones. I keep my off-season clothes in a bin inside my office closet, with the rest of my fall and winter clothes inside that bin. I'm getting those clothes out and putting them on a rack to keep them nice and organized. This rack stays in our master bathroom most times. I move it when I need to film, but I like having it here to put outfits of the days, to iron our clothes, etc. We got this rack off of Amazon, I'll link it down below. I really like it and I think it's a very good quality, especially for what we pay for. I'm not going through my fall winter season clothes to declutter per se. I don't think it's fair to do that since I haven't worn it this season yet. I like to wait until the season is over, that way I can see what pieces I was gravitating towards and what were those pieces that I didn't even look at. Even in the case of some of those pieces not fitting my current body right now, I'd rather wait, put it aside, and come back to it later. Our body fluctuates so much that I don't want to regret decluttering something and then needing it later on and realizing that I could have just kept it for a couple of more months or even for a season. And that is my fall winter wardrobe. I do keep my coats out in my office all year round. I never put them away. That'll just take a couple extra bins that I have to stack away, and I don't like when they get wrinkly, and I just like it the way they look out in the open in my office anyways. Same thing with my shoes. Because I don't own a lot of warmer months shoes, and I have the space to keep them all out at once, except for my snow boots. But other than that, everything else, shoes wise and coats, they stay out all year round. It is very much the next day. I wasn't feeling my best yesterday. I'm still numb, but we're going to a trip to New York, my husband and I, in a couple of days, and I need to get this done so I can start packing. And it's raining cats and dogs outside, so that kind of makes it easier to just want to stay in and clean and organize things. So let's finish this thing. I almost forgot about the maybe pile. So I do have a couple things that I love in theory, but I don't know why I didn't get to wear them this past season. And then I have quite a few pieces for selling on my Poshmark, which I'll talk through those at the end of the video if you're interested. What I'm keeping remains hung on the racks, and the rest will be either bagged or a box depending on the amount of pieces that I declutter. I am not anticipating to declutter as many pieces as I have done in my previous decluttering sessions for a couple of reasons. One, I feel like I now have a better sense of my personal style, and so pieces that are coming in are staying longer in my wardrobe. And two, this past season has been an unusual hot weather season, and so I didn't get to wear all of my pieces. It is still warm where I live, and it will be for another month or so, and so to keep my warmer months clothes accessible, I am moving it to my office closet, and once it starts getting cooler, then I can put them into that off-season clothes bin. On to my favorite part, and that is the cleaning and organizing. I am taking everything out of the closet and putting them either on the bed or the floor and cleaning the closet space before bringing the new season clothes in. I went to the store yesterday, to Home Goods and Target, looking for those velvet black hangers, but I wanted to have the silver or the hardware in gold so they can match my one's golden hangers that I already own, but they didn't have it, so I ended up ordering on Amazon overnight and I got them. They're not perfect match to the hangers that I already own, but they are the same rose gold, so I'm just gonna keep them and use them. They don't go next to each other, so I have two rails on my closet. So the top one I keep my tops, and the bottom one I keep my pants or my bottoms. But I do like to matchy my hangers and things like that. I think it looks better, but I think this will work. They were $18-19 for 30, which is not that bad. I'll link those below as well. And these ones that has this silver hardware, if you can call it that, will go in my office closet with my coats, because I do like hanging my coats on velvet hangers. It's just better for the fabric and all that. So I'm not getting rid of anything. I'm just trying to color coordinate everything. These are all the tops that I have put away in the bin for the fall and winter seasons, and there are a couple jackets in there. Everything else I'm bringing right now, it's things that I have out already, so they stay out all year round, but they can easily be transitioned to the fall and winter seasons because they're either long sleeve and I can layer over them, or they are thicker, and so I couldn't even wear them during this past heat wave months. And so I'm bringing those in now so I can hopefully finish this up soon, because I am getting super tired. I have a headache and I haven't had lunch, and it's after 1 or 2 p.m. I don't know anymore. Jackets and tops are all nice and organized, and now onto the bottoms. I ended up moving the sweaters that were over here to here because I want to have some space for a couple of my most worn bags during the colder months. I could put them in one of those baskets up there, but that means I have to open a stool to get to them, and I still have to buy one for this closet. So for now it's gonna stay as is, and I can always readjust later on. I declutter my drawers on a regular basis. That's where I keep my undies and my lingerie, and so I'm constantly looking at them, and once they start looking full or cluttered, I go through them, see if there are pieces that I haven't worn in a while, and I can either discard or pass it along to family members. But that is everything. That is my entire fall winter wardrobe switch over. I will talk about those pieces that I ended up decluttering in a little bit, but if you stop watching here, I hope this inspired you to declutter any area in your home or, again, your life. If you like, please give it a thumbs up, as well as subscribing if you haven't already, and I'll see you next time. In my my selling pile, I have a couple of things. The first one is a lingerie set. It is super long on me, so I have to flip the waist a couple times for it to fit me at a length where I don't feel like I'm gonna fall and trip and break a tooth. I wore it a couple times, and because of the material, you also have to have one of those little shaver and shave it, which I do have one, but I just don't feel like I want to put in that much work for a lingerie set. It's a wool viscose blend, so super soft and breathable and comfortable and everything you want in a two-piece lingerie set, but to me it's just a lot of work to have to clean it and shave it every time you wear it, and for that reason I am parting ways with it. Another piece that I'm parting ways with is this linen ballerina wrap skirt. I did struggle deciding whether to part ways with this one or not because I love it in theory and I think it's really pretty. It fits really well, but I only wore it a couple times in the past 2 years and I just don't gravitate towards it. And even when I try to contrast it with other more masculine type of pieces, I still don't feel my best when I'm out and about in this cut, and so for that reason I think I need to let it go. Even though I talked a little bit about not parting ways with things because they don't fit you at the time, but these, aside from not fitting me right now, I just don't love the fit overall, even if I was, you know, in the same body shape that I was when I first bought this. I can't quite pinpoint why I stopped liking this because I do have a pair of culottes that I love, so it's not a matter of the style. I do love my culottes, but this particular pair of culottes I just don't feel flatter me as much. This one is from Free People and I did remove the tag, which I don't think I should have, where it says what the material composition is, but I'm sure if I look it up on my previous purchases and I can figure out what it is, but I think it's cotton. It photographs beautifully in pictures, but I cannot justify just keeping it for the pictures. I want something that I can wear out and about. It's in gray, which I don't really wear gray, but overall it's more of me not feeling 100% confident when I have it on or comfortable, and so for that reason it needs to go. I touched a little bit about these shoes on a previous video. I think it was my shoe collection. These mules are from Nisolo, which is a brand I really like for my shoes. I have a lot of my shoes from them. And I bought this one to wear them at home because they're really flat. They're just a nice, comfortable pair of mules, but they are super flat and my feet cannot handle flat flats. I need some sort of support even for the house. Same goes with these ones. I wore once maybe to the pool one day, and the pool from our house is like a mile away, so it's not that far, and by the time I got there my feet were tired and I just couldn't wear this anymore, and it's because they are super flat. Really nice simple pair of sandals that I got from Reformation last year, and unfortunately they also didn't work out for me because they are just super flat and my feet do not like flat flats. Onto my maybe pile. This is another piece that I love it in theory, but when it comes to actually wearing it, I didn't. I had worn it like twice, once outside of the house, but because it's lined in this really thick material, it was just too warm for me to wear during the warmer months. I love this style. It looks like almost like a tunic. Has these two front pockets at the front and has this nice little buttons on the side. I got it locally back home in Michigan. I haven't decided if I'm giving it to my mom or if I'm donating it. My mom will love this because she loves things like this. I think it's a nice little lovely dress. I just haven't been gravitating towards it anymore. Another thing in my maybe pile is this jumpsuit. I love, again in theory, when I saw it I thought it was so cool. It has this whole open back and then you have this little, I don't even know what you call this, straps that you can just tie it around your arms and have like a little bow on your back. It's a viscose cotton blend, so it's nice for the warmer months. I did pay quite a bit of money for it and I don't want to keep it just because I paid that much money for it, but at the same time I feel like when you're working in the house and or doing something like that, or even painting, I don't know if I want to ruin it with paint, but this is something that I can use for that. I keep telling myself that though for the past couple of years and I haven't, and so I'm gonna give it just one more season, and if I don't wear it for, you know, whatever, then I'm gonna be selling it or donating it, hopefully selling it and make some of the money that I already paid for back. Last piece in my maybe pile is this pair of sandals. They're called sandal boots from Free People. I got a couple years ago and I have worn this a lot, though they look pretty intact. They don't have any scratch on them besides just that little dark mark on the toe, but I also don't want to get rid of them because they're so comfortable and I do think they're stylish. So they're gonna be in my maybe pile. See if I can get it out next season. If I don't wear it next season, they definitely have to go either to my mom or maybe sell them. I recently featured a pair of white sneakers from Paul Green on 2 of my recent videos, and those were a replacement for these ones. These are my Vegas sneakers. They're comfortable, they're nice and chic. They are the style that I like on my white sneakers, but I did not love that they're not all white. So the sole is in this like creamy yellow tone and it makes it look like they're dirty, and for that reason I never 100% love them. So I decided to sell them and get me a new pair, and so this actually just sold on my Poshmark, so I have to pack them and ship them today. But a really good pair of sleek sneakers, but it bothered me a lot that they were not all white.